Had an absolutely insane reading week for the last week of August, so let's get into my reading wrap up. First, I read Leather and Lark. I read this in like a day and a half. I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people say that the writing went downhill from the first book. I read the first book a while ago, so like I can't really compare the two, but I really enjoyed this storyline, and like it took a little while to get into it and to be okay with it, but like once I saw the two main characters really start to connect and learn more about each other, I actually really liked them together. I thought they were cute. I seem to be on the minority for that one though. Then I finished The Labors of Hercules. This is like 12 short stories all connected together where Hercule Poirot is like trying to get these Herculean tasks to solve, like crimes to solve, and they're just really outrageous, and there's not enough time to develop a full Agatha Christie style plot. So they just kind of fell a little flat. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Then I listened to the audiobook for the Grimrose Girls. This was such a letdown. Like it's supposed to be set at this elite boarding academy in, I think, the Swiss Alps, or very remote. And a girl turns up dead. The other friends are convinced that something happened with her, and then they find this book and they start realizing that other girls have turned up dead in the school before, and they think that they're tied to fairy tales. It should be incredible. But I felt like the execution wasn't there. It followed like 4 different POVs, which was just way too much. You didn't get to learn about the characters at all. They all sounded the same, and just the plot was not developed. The jumps in logic that you had to go through, like there was no explanation for how anything worked in here. You just went, oh yeah, this must be it, and that's it. Like this was actually probably like a 1-star read. I hate finished this, if I'm being completely honest. I thought maybe it would get a little bit better, and it just never did. Then we have The Girl in the Blue Coat. This is a historical fiction set in Amsterdam, and it follows this young woman who she's not really a revolutionary during World War II, but she procures things that people aren't really supposed to have anymore because of rationing and everything like that. And somebody comes to her and is like, could you help me find this young Jewish woman that went missing, that the woman was supposed to be hiding? And she ends up getting herself ensnared in like this sort of underground network while trying to find this young girl. It's really just a poignant look at the small acts during this war that either led to resistance and ultimately helping to overthrow the Nazi rule in really tiny ways, but also looking at the ways that really small acts could end up sort of promoting this, the regime, and ending lives for people, sometimes not even intentionally. So it was a really, really good book. I really enjoyed this.